his name is...
It's John Bunday. Hello Internet, it's John Bunday, and it has been a while since I've done a pickups video. I think I've done one this year? Anyway, so I'm recording this in August, so August pickups? Maybe the video will come out in August? Anyway, so let's see what we've got, and we'll start off with this one. So, lots of bubble wrap. Now, so I already know what this is. There's now a bit of a controversy around it. We'll get to that. So, and it is The Secret of the Four Winds for the Mega Drive, which is a new homebrew game by Kai Software. So, one night, strange things begin to happen in the city. Things inexplicable by science or reason. You and your companions must investigate the origin of these events before it is too late. The key moments of the story are told in endearing anime-style visual stages. Explore the city, investigate, interrogate suspects, and make decisions that will have consequences on the story. Fight as a team, use tactics, gain experience, and increase your skills. So that's the back of the box. It turns out that the screen, we'll get to that in a moment, the screen, box. Okay, so hang on. See if we can, sorry, it's a reversible cover is what I'm trying to say, so you can decide which you prefer, and I think I'm leaning more to the one that was already in there, as in the way around it was, I mean. So, sorry, we'll just screw it, I'll come back to that in a moment. So this is what you get in the box along with this little insert as well, which says, as advertised, this game will only work on the original Genesis, Mega Drive, Mark 1 and Mark 2 consoles and the Mega SG. Also, it might be necessary to remove the Mega CD, Sega CD and 32X in order for the game to work correctly. For the Mega SG to have background music, please enable the CD audio option in your Mega SG, otherwise no background music of any kind will be heard. That's because there is an extra audio chip in there to have like CD style audio without the need for the Mega CD. So here is the cartridge. Oh, sorry, can't really see it very well. And the usual Kai magazine software on the top. 2024, but it actually got released in 2025. So, and we have usual. They tend to send postcards in their box. So that, which is some artwork. Yeah. So the first two are the different cover arts. The next two are scenes from the game, because I've seen like a demo that was put up on YouTube. Cool. Okay, and then the manual. So it's got English, Spanish and Japanese. Won't go too far into that, but I will be in the, as for those who've seen me show the pickups for what the previous, so there's been 3 previous Kai magazine releases. I picked up 2 of them, and I was in the manual because I bought them during the pre-order. So I am somewhere in here. And I know this is the great content that you love to see. Oh, come on, where am I? I'll find it later rather than keep you hanging on. Right, okay. So, I talked about some controversy. So, as of the last week, I think it was, a week ago before recording, a YouTube video went up from somebody that I wasn't aware of before, but somebody who is in the like who reviews like homebrew Mega Drive games and does like live streams of things, and it became apparent that Kai Magazine have been plagiarizing artwork from other games within their games. So, and they showed like side by side comparisons of like scenes from their games and the original sources, and it's like you can't argue with that. So we'll see what that will do to Kai Magazine going forward, because they currently have a pre-order open for the latest game. I haven't pre-ordered that one, not because I decided not to pre-order it not before this plagiarism came to light, but because I can't just keep buying new games over and over again, as in like I'm running out of space, and unless it's a game that I think I'm really going to enjoy. This one, I mean, from what I saw, looked okay. It's kind of like gunslinger style game, Wild West kind of thing, and I was like, I mean, you know, it wasn't really hitting all the buttons, and I thought like for the cost of it, I really need to start like being careful with what I buy. So, but now with the reports of the plagiarism, and to my knowledge, Kai Magazine hasn't said anything to kind of like defend themselves on the matter. It's just being left as is. Maybe they've responded to the video, I don't know. I haven't seen anything mentioned on social media. So, but if they are deliberately plagiarizing, then really I can't. If it was a ROM they were giving away for free, but for something that you're actually having to buy, you know, which they're selling as like something that they're saying they've created, then yeah, it's not good to plagiarize other people's work and sell it as your own. So, but I've also heard apparently this gets a bit grindy, which is annoying, but we'll see. I mean, I've heard also good things about the game, but anyway. So, Secret of the Four Winds, homebrew Mega Drive game. Right. Next, I have to be careful because my address was written on that. And this is this was the eBay job. There it is, for the Wii, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Crystal Bearers. Put that down there. Unleash the power of the crystal. Experience an exhilarating, action-packed adventure as Leo and his friends unlock a secret kept hidden for 1,000 years. Become Leo, the crystal bearer, and push his powers to the max. Grab, throw, leap, or fight using the unique Wii control system. Lose yourself in the epic story and explore a vast fantasy world. 2-player co-op in special areas. So I actually saw this being discussed on Blue Sky, I think it was. And I was like, oh, that looks interesting. And decided to pick up after looking at some gameplay videos. So, yeah. It is complete in box. Manual. And let's check the disc. Right. Yeah. Oh, come on. There we go. Ooh, actually, this... I mean, don't worry, there were some scratches. It has been played, but yeah, but looks good though. So yeah, so it's an action RPG. It's not like the GameCube Crystal Chronicles, where you're just walking along with Crystal. It's a lot more action orientated than that. So yeah, looking forward to playing this. So hopefully, you know, enjoy that. For this year's 12 RPG challenge, I've already done the Wii game, which was the last story. Brilliant game, by the way. So that will be play that a different year. Right. Next. Okay, so while my in-laws were visiting, we went out for lunch. I had a couple of beers, and when we went to W. Smith, I then ended up picking up this. So, the RPG book inside the most epic genre of video games. And so this is done by the same company who do, like, if you've ever been to like W. Smith or like similar kind of bookshops, you'll see them. They do like the kind of the retro magazines. Oh yeah, sorry, from the makers of Retro Gamer. So yeah, you probably would have seen their magazines before. I decided to have a punt. This is the 4th edition of the book. I did notice a typo in there. So you've been through 4 editions and yet you haven't found all the mistakes in there. Anyway, but I was 2 beers in, I thought it looked interesting, so I don't know how well you can see it, but this is what it covers. So we have The Bluffer's Guide to RPG, The Story of Mud, History of Ultima, RPG History 1980s, The History of the Bard's Tale, The History of Dragon Quest, Dungeon Master, The History of Final Fantasy, Bluffer's Guide to D&D, RPG History 1990s, The Greatest SNES RPGs, Mega Drive RPGs, History of the Elder Scrolls, The Evolution of Pokemon, RPG History 2000s, The Making of KOTOR, World of Warcraft, RPG History 2010s, The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and Disco Elysium. I haven't finished reading this yet. I've been reading it bits and pieces while I've been sat in the living room with the kids, but I've just been taking it slow. I see no reason to rush through it. It's, but I'm enjoying it. There's been some interesting articles in this. It did cost me, where was the price? $10.99. So not cheap, but I thought it was actually. I've been enjoying reading it so far. So for a drunken pickup, Right. Okay. Next, this was from CEX, and this was because, if memory serves me right, that James, aka Super Radish Gaming, I think was talking about it, and he has a way of getting me to. No, actually, no, it wasn't him. It was actually Reddit. Somebody on Reddit, I think, was talking about this and decided to make me take a look. And so I got it from CEX because it was. How much was it? Can't remember how much I paid for it. £3. £3 for a GameCube game. I don't think I can argue with that. So put that there and that over there. And the game in question is Aggressive Inline. So one I've never heard of before. Aggressive Inline featuring Tag Chris. So Tag Chris. From the creators of the Dave Mirra Freestyle BMX series comes one of the fastest experiences yet. Perform 540-degree misty flips, rocket air grabs, porn-star grinds, or many other incredible tricks. Discover and complete up to 60 objectives in each of the 9 vast levels. Increase your skills and earn rewards in a game where every object is an opportunity for a trick. 9 massive levels contain 30 to 60 objectives to be discovered and mastered in each. The juice meter means there's no clock, just keep the tricks flowing and keep going. The new action button lets you fully interact with the environment for pole spins, vaults, sketches, bails and more. More grinds and manuals and big air tricks than any other game. Play as any of the 9 real-life pro skaters including number 1 Vert World Champion Ty Chris or 2 new female skaters. Improve their abilities as you play. So we have some RPG mechanics. Play plus 5 split-screen multiplayer modes, licensed music, a full tutorial, and a level editor. This ain't no walk in the park. This is Aggressive Inline. Yeah, so it's like I say, not one I heard of, but for £3, and it's complete in box. Let's take a look at the disc. I'll be honest, I don't think that disc has been played once. Yep. Oh, you can see the advertising Dave Mirra, so yeah, £3. I'm surprised you could find GameCube games for that cheap anymore, so. Right, next. Now, I've technically already read this because I got the PDF copy a while back, and I enjoyed it, but the reason why I've decided to pick up a physical copy now is because of the artwork on the cover, which you will see in just a moment, and that is Sega Mania. I think it's issue 6, I think it is. Yeah, issue 6. So this is from 2022, but let's look at that art. I mean, it has different art on the back, but I honestly prefer that one. Like, that is just, I think that's gorgeous. So, let's have a quick look. If I can get it open. Right. So, so for those who don't know, Sega Mania disappeared for a while because pretty much they started losing money on what they were writing. But then they decided to. Okay, that's actually the back cover. That's the front cover. Sorry. So after issue 7, they kind of called quits. But then they came back with issue 8, doing a Kickstarter, and now they're actually doing issue 9, so which will hopefully be out in September. But yeah, so this covers. So each issue tends to do a particular year, and this would be the year of Sonic and Knuckles. But who can remember when Sonic and Knuckles came out? 1994. So. But yeah, it covers several games in there. Soulstar, the Mega CD. BC Racers. We covered that on the Mega CD Appreciation Society, so I'm going to have to send a screenshot of that over to the lads. But yeah, that's cool. Okay, but yeah, so you can now buy all the back issues again. There's a website up for it, and I think they might do like some bundles for the back catalogue. I just know that when it was initially being made, there were issues with some not getting delivered and stuff like that. But they've like returned themselves around with like using different like I think it was Hermes. Let's be honest, it was Hermes who screwed up and took a pallet of the magazines. The guy didn't book it on, and then they just vanished. So they got screwed over by that. But anyway, yeah. Okay, next up we have. So this is a game that I did the QA for Incubate, and it is the DX version or the remake for the Game Boy Color of a game that I've already played and shown off in the past, and it is Dragonheim Collector's Edition. So hang on, let me just grab the original. So this is the original game. Yep. Which you see on my like intro video that I do. So they remade the game ground up. Like the developer said that there's probably none of the code of the original game is in this, but they took the overall like game and then completely fleshed it out, improved it, and the battle system in the original was pretty bare bones, if I'm being honest. You could just do the same button presses, like button press actions for every single fight. And if you know you have to fight several in a row, it's just like you know the way you have to heal every time. It is that kind of repetitive. Whereas they have improved it with this. For a number of years after the age-old conflict with dragons come to a head, the people of Arkand have enjoyed an era of peace. All was well until the esteemed Yimzindra Curtis went missing, and the sealed dragons began to awaken. Explore, solve, and battle your way through the heroic adventure, meeting memorable characters, while discovering the rich history of the Lord of Arkand. Step in as well as Chris, son of the Yimzindra, embarking on a quest to find him. Along the way, put a stop to the plot that threatens the kingdom. Featured in Dragonheim, 9 primary dungeons with a multitude of secret mini-dungeons, turn-based battle system, real-time action, puzzles and minigames, unlockable difficulty modifiers and collectible extras, an immersive fantasy world. So that is on the back. So this, funny enough, this was actually released for the Chromatic first. So I'm not sure what the official story is, but they signed up with Incubate first. Then suddenly the developer put up a post saying, yep, those pre-orders have been cancelled, look for a refund. And Incubate were like, what? No, there's a contract, you can't do that. So by looks of it, they're going to do one print run of this, because then they went to Chromatic, and Chromatic actually released it first, but because of the contract with Incubate, this then got put forward for the QA team, for me, to play, and we found bugs. So the first run of the Chromatic cartridges have bugs in them, including one that I found, which was that you can completely skip part of one of the dungeons if you do something. So, yeah. But he did say, like the developer did say that, he'd already gone through an internal QA process before it came to us. But yeah, we found not loads of stuff. That's unfair, but we did find a bunch of stuff. So, but anyway, yep. So originally I wasn't going to pick this up physical, but after I played it, and I look at my first 12 RPG challenge video of the year, and I think it was this one, and I was like, this might be like the best game on the Game Boy I've ever played, at least RPG wise. So yeah. So I don't know if you can still pick up Incubate, but this is like the collector's edition, so they've got stuff in there. I don't feel like opening it up yet, but also it's cool because, you know, this cartridge has a bug that I fixed in it. Yay. So, right, next. Oh, that shit. Okay, so haven't opened this up yet. So it's been sitting here for a while. Hopefully it's all okay inside. Got my trusty knife. You're meant to cut away from yourself, John, not towards yourself. We're almost there. Cool. And we're in. So, ooh, we have some stuff in there. Homebrew Factory. Broke Studio. And a leaflet. Sorry about that. Well, my kids started calling for me from bed, so I had to go and see them. Anyway, where were we? So inserts, and then so this is a game that I backed on Kickstarter, and that is The Cursed Legacy. So it's a homebrew game for the Mega Drive, and it is a sequel to The Cursed Knight, which I now have, and I've shown in previous pickup videos. I did back that Kickstarter, but I did for this one because originally I wasn't going to, but then I played the demo and I actually really enjoyed it, so I'm like, okay, yes. So, The Cursed Legacy. Year 3145. The human race has practically disappeared from the universe. The Principality of Dalungunville, the last bastion of humanity, no longer exists. It was the scene of the worst abuses. In these tormented times, the young mercenary Leaf survives by committing the worst misdeeds. Always in the search of power, he will try to steal the RB-309 in one of the oases of the Cube God. Will you be brave enough to join him in his odyssey? The Cursed Legacy is an action exploration game based on the die and retry genre and made with love and passion to pay tribute to the games of the 90s. It also offers mini-games that give this work an infinite lifespan. Quite the claim there, but yes. So, okay, I didn't break still on the other one, but I'm breaking this one. It has like a Broke Studio there. Ooh, look at that. A red cartridge, and it has a red bag. Oh, red bag. It has a baggie as well. Okay, I don't know how well this comes up on camera, but take a look at that PCB. That's cool, isn't it? If we can get the thing back in. Analog Mega SG user, please read carefully. We notice a crash issue on this console. To avoid it, you must activate cartridge direct in the Mega SG menu. Once the game is launched, press the button and reset once the Mega SG. The game will run without problem. Analog might fix the issue at some point in the future. That's the problem with I say aftermarket, but like, you know, consoles, like, not OG hardware is what I mean. But I've heard good things about the Mega SG, so I'm not going to complain about people or anyone. Card, manual. Ooh, colour. Right, we can slide that back in. And I think, yes, I'm right. Oop. Manual is falling out again. So that's the cover that I showed off. And that is the other side. So I think that's the Kickstarter cover, whereas that's the general release, I think. Which do I prefer? Yeah, well, either way. Great. Okay, we will deal with that in just a moment, because something else came in the box, which I cannot remember going to get, but maybe that's because it was like an add-on. If it passed X amount of like backings, like if it earns so much money. Ooh, so game card. Okay. We have, what the heck? Is this stuck to itself? Ooh, stickers. Oh, it's going to be like... Hang on, is that the map? Jesus Christ, that's the game's map. Is this a Metroidvania? Okay. That might come quite handy if I get lost. And also the soundtrack. That's cool. So, okay, that's pretty cool. I mean, maybe I knew I was getting that and completely forgot, but... Or maybe that was just a mistake and they didn't mean to pack it in. Who knows? Come on. No, don't stick to it. Screw it and do it around that way. Baggies. That's really cool though, getting the OST and the map and everything with it. So, that's a nice extra. Need to deal with that. Okay, right. We're almost, but not quite at the end. So, this one I saw being mentioned on Twitter/X by one of the Sega guys. Might be Dan, I think it was. And he said it was £5 on Amazon, and it was the Steam version. And I was like, oh, I've got to grab that. More for like the box art and everything. And it is Sonic Superstars. And I can't remember the last time I actually picked up a physical PC game for the, you know, like this for the Steam key. But it's just when I saw like the artwork, because there's one another thing that annoys me about like PC ports of games, where if you buy like the console one, it sometimes comes with an art book, but the PC players are like, nah, you know, nothing. So I'm like, great, thanks. So like for Sonic Mania, I had to buy the art book separately off eBay because I really wanted that, but I had the Steam version. Anyway, so I've reactivated the game, but just in case I won't show off the key. But look at that art! Look at that art! So, and then also in there, showing off the whole Lego. And quick start guide. And it is a... just pretty much all the different European languages, just pretty much you need to install Steam. But yeah, so just for that artwork alone, you know, £5. Couldn't argue with that because I don't think it's very rarely ever on off sale for £5 on Steam itself. So, yep, haven't played it yet. I really need to, but time. I'll be playing like Club 52 and Mega CD and RPGs, so I will get time for this at some point. And lastly, books, we have another Kickstarter game, and it is ZPF. So, inspired by classic games like Lords of Thunder, Elemental Master, and Thunder Force 3 and 4, ZPF is a horizontal shoot 'em up that combines fantasy and sci-fi elements into an epic adventure, with themes ranging from lush fantasy realms to dystopian futures and alien-infested space. ZPF offers a rich, varied gameplay experience where you'll face off against unique enemies and battle a gauntlet of wicked 16-bit bosses. 16 bits of wicked mid and end stage bosses, engaging scoring system, 3 playable characters, secrets galore. So, I heard about this game being made ages ago. Wasn't sure if I would pick it up, but then I played the demo and loved it. So then I backed the Kickstarter. Right. And ooh, full color manual, not just bits of color, but full color. So yeah. And do we have a reversible? We do have a reversible cover. Okay, no, that's the red Genesis. We ain't having that. We do not have... Oh, okay. Besides one game, we do not have that in this house, which is the one I showed off before, another homebrew one, where they only did it with the red cover. But yeah, ZPF. So I knew I would have to play this before I play Earthian, because I'm guessing that might kick this out of the water, but I think I knew I was going to get this and I was going to get Earthian. I have bought it on Steam to show, you know, Yuzo, Koshiro, and Ancient that I, you know, want to support them, and I will get a Mega Drive cartridge when that eventually gets released. Limited run games, why? Anyway, but I've bought a bunch of shmups now, including, like, you know, the Retrobit re-releases of some of them, and I think I can't buy more shmups after this. Like, I've got enough now. I'm not saying I'll buy some from Steam, of course, but buying like Mega Drive ones, I can't just keep buying them over and over again. It's like, don't get me wrong, and like since starting YouTube, I've enjoyed that genre of games a lot more than I did before. So great, but it's not like the genre I'm always playing. So I need to cut back on it, because, like, for example, the people who did Astralberg, they've got a Kickstarter out for one as well. I'm like, I can't do another. But anyway, but if you love this kind of genre, look at you, Eddie Rollercore, then, you know, you're probably thinking more. But anyway, but that is the end. There would have been loads of Steam pickups, but I don't tend to include those. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and who knows when the next one may be. So, but for now, take care, and I will catch you next time.